Welcome to another episode of Celebrity Drama Uncovered, where we dive deep into the most shocking moments from live television that leave audiences gasping in disbelief. Today, we're breaking down the explosive incident on the British daytime talk show Loose Women, where panelist Denise Welch reportedly kicked actor Sean Bean off the set following a heated clash that escalated quickly and unexpectedly. Loose Women, known for its panel of outspoken women discussing current events, personal stories, and celebrity interviews, has seen its fair share of debates, but this one took things to a whole new level. Sean Bean, the rugged star famous for his roles in Game of Thrones as Ned Stark, Lord of the Rings as Boromir, and countless other blockbuster films, appeared on the show to promote his latest project, perhaps a new series or film. But what started as a friendly chat soon turned into a battlefield of opinions. The tension began when the conversation shifted to modern filmmaking practices, specifically the role of intimacy coordinators on set. Bean, who has a history of voicing traditional views on acting, reiterated his 2022 comments where he claimed that intimacy coordinators spoil the spontaneity of love scenes, arguing that they turn passionate moments into mechanical exercises and inhibit natural performances. Denise Welch, a veteran panelist known for her no-nonsense attitude and advocacy for women's rights and mental health, immediately jumped in, challenging Bean's perspective with fervor. She pointed out the importance of intimacy coordinators in the post-MeToo era, emphasizing how they protect actors, especially women, from exploitation and ensure safe working environments. Welch shared personal anecdotes from her own career in acting and television, highlighting instances where boundaries were blurred without proper safeguards, and accused Bean of being out of touch with the evolving industry standards that prioritize consent and safety over outdated notions of improvisation. As the exchange grew more intense, other panelists tried to mediate, but Welch's passion dominated the discussion, leading to raised voices and pointed accusations. Bean defended his stance, insisting that in his experience, chemistry between actors develops organically without third-party intervention, and he referenced past collaborations where such spontaneity led to authentic portrayals. However, Welch countered by bringing up examples of high-profile cases where lack of coordination resulted in trauma for performers, questioning whether Bean truly understood the power dynamics at play in Hollywood. The audience in the studio could feel the air thicken with discomfort as the back and forth continued, with applause and gasps punctuating the key moments. This clash wasn't just about acting techniques, it touched on broader themes of gender equality, respect in the workplace, and the cultural shift towards accountability in entertainment. By the end of this segment, it was clear that what was meant to be a light-hearted celebrity appearance had morphed into a profound debate that exposed differing generational and ideological viewpoints. But little did viewers know, the drama was far from over, as the argument would soon reach its boiling point, leading to an unprecedented on-air decision that shocked everyone involved. As the Loose Women episode progressed, the clash between Denise Welch and Sean Bean intensified, drawing in reactions from the other panelists and the live audience alike. Kay Adams, the host, attempted to steer the conversation back to neutral ground by asking Bean about his upcoming projects, but Welch wasn't ready to let go, pressing further on why Bean seemed dismissive of tools designed to prevent harassment. Bean, appearing increasingly frustrated, responded that he respected women's rights but believed over-regulation could stifle artistic freedom, comparing it to censorship in storytelling. This remark ignited Welch even more, who accused him of minimizing the experiences of survivors in the industry and suggested his views were archaic in a time when empowerment and protection are paramount. The studio buzzed with tension, as co-panelists like Nadia Sawalha and Jane Moore chimed in, some supporting Welch's advocacy while others tried to balance the discussion by acknowledging Bean's long career and contributions to film. However, Welch's determination shone through. She recounted stories from friends and colleagues who benefited from intimacy coordinators, arguing that spontaneity should never come at the cost of someone's well-being. Bean, known for his stoic on-screen persona, began to show signs of agitation, his Yorkshire accent thickening as he defended his position, stating that in his day, mutual trust between actors was sufficient, and he worried that modern practices might dilute the raw emotion that makes performances memorable. The debate touched on sensitive topics like the MeToo movement, with Welch passionately explaining how it exposed systemic issues that intimacy coordinators help address, preventing coercion and ensuring all parties are comfortable. Been countered by saying he fully supported consent but felt coordinators could sometimes overstep, turning intimate scenes into choreographed routines devoid of passion. The audience divided in their reactions, some cheering Welch's fiery defense, others sympathizing with Ben's traditionalist viewpoint. Social media began to light up in real time, with viewers tweeting their opinions using hashtags like #LooseWomenClash and #SeanBen vs Denise, turning the episode into a viral sensation even before it ended. As the segment dragged on longer than planned, producers in the control room likely scrambled to manage the unfolding drama, but on screen, it was pure unscripted television gold or chaos, depending on your perspective. Welch, drawing from her own public battles with personal demons like addiction and depression, emphasized empathy and progress, urging Ben to reconsider his stance in light of evolving societal norms. Ben, however, held firm, suggesting that not all actors share the same needs and that blanket rules might not fit every situation. This push and pull created a riveting watch, but the escalating volume and personal jabs hinted that a breaking point was near, setting the stage for the dramatic ejection that would make headlines across the UK and beyond. The turning point in the Loose Women clash came when Denise Welch directly challenged SeanBen's personal history, bringing up past allegations and relationships that had made tabloid headlines over the years, implying that his views might stem from a lack of self-reflection on power imbalances. Ben, visibly taken aback, denied any implications of misconduct and accused Welch of ambushing him with unrelated personal attacks instead of sticking to the professional discussion at hand. This accusation only fueled Welch's response. She retorted that understanding personal context is crucial to grasping why safeguards like intimacy coordinators are essential, especially for those in vulnerable positions. The host, Kay Adams, intervened multiple times, calling for calm and reminding everyone that the show aims for open dialogue, not confrontation, but the damage was done and the atmosphere had turned hostile. Other panelists expressed discomfort, with some defending Ben's right to his opinion while others backed Welch's call for accountability. The live audience, a mix of supporters for both sides, added to the cacophony with murmurs and occasional outbursts. Ben, feeling cornered, raised his voice, stating that he came on the show to talk about his work, not to be lectured or judged on outdated comments taken out of context. Welch, undeterred, pressed on about the responsibility of public figures to evolve with the times, citing examples from Hollywood where actors like Emma Thompson have praised intimacy coordinators for creating safer sets. The exchange grew so heated that commercial breaks were reportedly extended to allow tempers to cool, but upon returning, the sparks flew again. Ben attempted to lighten the mood with a joke about his on-screen deaths being less painful than this interview, but Welch didn't laugh, instead doubling down on her point that dismissing modern protection shows a disregard for progress. Viewers at home were glued to their screens, as the unfiltered nature of the debate highlighted real-world divides on gender issues in entertainment. Social media exploded with clips being shared, memes created, and opinions polarized, some hailing Welch as a hero for standing up, others criticizing her for being too aggressive toward a guest. Behind the scenes, producers must have been in a frenzy, deciding whether to cut the segment short or let it play out for the ratings boost. As the argument reached its peak, Welch, in a moment of frustration, declared that if Ben couldn't respect the importance of these changes, perhaps he shouldn't be on a show that champions women's voices. This statement hung in the air, escalating the situation to where Ben stood up, microphone still attached, and the panel fell into stunned silence. The clash wasn't just entertainment. It sparked broader conversations about respect, evolution in the industry, and the role of talk shows in holding celebrities accountable. In the midst of the chaos on Loose Women, SeanBen's frustration boiled over as he accused the panel, particularly Denise Welch, of turning the interview into a trial rather than a conversation, claiming he felt ganged up on by the all-female lineup. Welch fired back, asserting that as a guest, he should be prepared for challenging questions, especially on topics he's publicly commented on before, and that avoiding discomfort doesn't excuse outdated views. The other panelists, sensing the derailment, tried to pivot to lighter topics like Ben's favorite roles or behind-the-scenes stories from Game of Thrones, but the damage was irreversibly the trust had shattered. Ben, with his trademark intensity, expressed disappointment in the show's direction, suggesting it was more about sensationalism than genuine discussion. Welch, drawing from her experiences as a survivor of personal struggles, emphasized that her passion came from a place of advocacy, not attack, and urged Ben to listen rather than defend. The audience's reactions varied, with some applauding Welch's boldness and others booing what they saw as unfair treatment of the guest. Live television's unpredictability was on full display, as cameramen captured every furrowed brow and pointed finger. Online, the incident trended worldwide, with celebrities weighing in, some like Jamila Jamil supporting Welch's stance on intimacy coordinators, echoing past criticisms of Ben's comments. The debate extended beyond the studio, igniting forums and podcasts about whether talk shows should push boundaries or maintain politeness. As minutes ticked by, the host announced a break, but whispers suggested off-air discussions were even more intense. Upon return, Welch, taking charge, stated firmly that the show stands for empowerment, and if Ben's views clashed too fundamentally, perhaps it was best to end the segment. Ben, shaking his head, unclipped his mic and stood, muttering something inaudible that sparked speculation. Was it an apology, a retort, or resignation? Viewers dissected every frame. This moment encapsulated the raw essence of daytime TV, where real opinions collide without scripts. Welch later defended her actions on social media, saying she won't apologize for protecting industry standards. Ben, in a statement, expressed regret over the escalation but stood by his beliefs. The fallout included increased viewership for loose women, proving controversy sells, but also raised questions about guest treatment and panel dynamics. Ultimately, this clash served as a catalyst for deeper industry reflection on how past and present norms intersect. Following the dramatic standoff on Loose Women, Sean Ben made the decision to walk off the set, but not before Denise Welch explicitly told him that his presence was no longer welcome if he couldn't engage respectfully with the topic at hand, effectively kicking him off the show in a move that stunned co-panelists and audience alike. The host, Kay Adams, attempted damage control by thanking Ben for his time and wishing him well, but the awkwardness was palpable as crew members escorted him away amid hushed whispers. Welch, unapologetic, turned to the camera and addressed viewers directly, explaining that standing up for what's right sometimes means uncomfortable confrontations, and she hoped the discussion highlighted the necessity of intimacy coordinators in modern filmmaking. The remaining segment shifted to reflections from the panel, with mixed feelings, as some felt Welch went too far, others praised her courage. Post-show, the incident dominated headlines, with tabloids dubbing it the Loose Women ejection and analyzing every word exchanged. Ben, in interviews afterward, described the experience as ambush journalism, maintaining that his views were misrepresented and that he supports safe sets but prefers traditional methods. Welch, on the other hand, received an outpouring of support from feminists and industry professionals, who saw her as a voice for change. Social media polls showed a split public opinion, with debates raging on whether guests should be challenged so aggressively. Loose Women's producers issued a statement affirming their commitment to lively discussions while ensuring guest comfort, but ratings soared, suggesting viewers crave such authenticity. This event echoed past controversies on the show, like previous heated debates involving Welch, reinforcing her reputation as a fiery advocate. Broader implications included renewed focus on intimacy coordinators, with organizations like SAG-AFTRA highlighting their role in preventing abuse. Celebrities shared stories, amplifying the conversation. For Ben, it might have impacted his public image, prompting reflections on how stars navigate evolving cultural landscapes. Welch, ever resilient, used the platform to promote mental health awareness, tying it back to personal boundaries. The clash became a case study in media studies, illustrating how live TV can spark societal shifts. As days passed, apologies were floated but not fully realized, leaving lingering tension. Yet, in the world of entertainment, such drama often fades, replaced by the next big story, but this one's impact on discussions about consent and creativity lingered. In the aftermath of Denise Welch kicking Sean Bean off Loose Women, the entertainment world buzzed with analyses, opinions, and memes that kept the story alive for weeks. Media outlets dissected the footage, with body language experts pointing out signs of escalating tension. From crossed arms to raised eyebrows, Welch appeared on other shows to elaborate, stressing that her actions were driven by a commitment to progress, not personal animosity, and she even extended an olive branch, inviting Bean back for a calmer discussion. Bean, meanwhile, focused on his career, promoting projects while avoiding direct comments on the incident, though insiders suggested he felt blindsided. The episode's view count on catch-up services skyrocketed, becoming one of the show's most watched in years. Advocacy groups praised Welch for bringing attention to intimacy coordinators, leading to increased awareness and perhaps more hires in productions. Critics, however, questioned if daytime TV is the right venue for such intense debates, arguing it prioritizes spectacle over substance. Fans of both figures clashed online, with Bean supporters calling for boycotts and Welch admirers starting petitions in her defense. Loose Women continued as usual, with panelists referencing the event humorously in subsequent episodes to lighten the mood. This incident highlighted the power of talk shows in shaping public discourse, showing how a single clash can influence perceptions of gender roles in media. Ultimately, it served as a reminder that celebrities are human, with differing views that can collide spectacularly under the spotlight. As time moved on, the story evolved into lore, often recounted in lists of TV's most shocking moments. For viewers, it was entertaining chaos. For those involved, a lesson in communication. Whether it changed minds or reinforced divides, the Denise Welch and Sean Bean clash remains a testament to the unpredictable nature of live television, where scripts give way to real emotions, and outcomes are anything but predictable.